What about your top superhero movies, and then the ones that you don't like, and then your top 5 movies in general?
Okay, the top superhero movies I like.
And then maybe like you can talk about your directors too and stuff like that.
Okay, top superhero movies I like.
Yeah.
And then the 5 I don't like.
Yeah. We can go back and forth too.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's start with the superhero movies you like and don't like.
Okay, superhero movies I don't like. Every single Fox Fantastic Four movie. It's just some reason like.
What's your top 5 like worst?
Worst?
With all those Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, those. The Punisher movie with John Travolta.
We forgot about that. Shit.
Fuck, man. The Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage.
Forgot about that one too.
Basically, most of the Fox ones, right? X-Men.
You're right. Most of the Fox ones.
Okay, the X-Men ones that were good. Okay, X2 was good.
Yep.
Logan was good.
Yep. I thought X-Men First Class and Days of Future Past were good.
Yeah, actually, First Class was good.
Yeah.
First Class was good. And Days of Future Past, yeah. Besides that, X1 was kind of weird. X3, when they killed Professor X, was kind of weird.
Yep.
Dark Phoenix was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Age of Apocalypse, first of all, he wasn't tall enough.
Yeah.
See...
That was Poe Dameron.
The same reason why...
Poe Dameron was Apocalypse.
The same reason why Age of Apocalypse didn't work out was the same reason why the Han Solo movie didn't work out.
Yeah.
Because the actor actually wasn't tall enough. That's why I couldn't watch the Han Solo movie, because...
Yeah.
Dude, Harrison Ford is kind of tall. The guy who played Harrison Ford was like 6 inches shorter. Like, what the fuck happened, right? Also, Age of Apocalypse, dude. What's the actor's name? Poe Dameron?
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah.
Was you've seen Apocalypse on the comic books, right?
Oh yeah, he's huge.
Yeah. When he's in his regular size,
Mm-hmm.
He's like taller than Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Regular size, right?
Yeah.
How the fuck is he like the same size as Cyclops? You know, like, I don't know. He was, and his voice, you know what I'm saying? His voice has to be like more deeper and evil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They just didn't do it right, man. Age of Apocalypse, I just wish they never did that, you know. But Quicksilver in that movie was good.
Quicksilver I thought was kind of overpowered. Like if he can stop time, like basically stop time.
He can't stop time. He just moves faster than the way that we move in time.
But like that's like a broken ability almost, right? So like if he can slow down time that much, like he was the only one able to hurt Apocalypse, by the way, because he had that ability. But yeah, like I think I was a little bit overpowered.
No, there's a lot of things that you could do. If you were Professor X, you could just stop him easily. You could just stop him from even trying to run, you know? Because unless he knocks Professor X out, you can't control anyone's mind, you know? Professor X could be on the fucking moon, right? And it would take him how long to run to the moon, and Professor X would be like, punch yourself in the face, and he would just punch himself in the face, you know what I'm saying? So Professor X is actually overpowered. He's so overpowered that he handicaps himself. Imagine if Professor X was just pissed off one day. He said, fuck it, man. Fuck everyone. You know, everyone, why don't you guys just like fucking jump off a building? You know? Everyone would fucking jump off a building, you know?
Yeah.
He is OP. But they cripple him, they put him in a wheelchair, they give him moral, you know, he's
also there's every time like he's powerful, but they always give him mutants that can even exceed his ability, right? So like Jean Grey, like Dark Phoenix, for example, right? In those movies, like he can't control her because she's actually like more powerful than him.
He's more powerful than him, but he has more control of his powers than her.
Yeah.
So that's a weird concept.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, those are the movies that sucked.
Yeah.
Wait. Let's be fair. Let's talk about the Disney movies that sucked too. The Disney Marvel movies that sucked.
Yeah. Sure. Were there that many though? I think Iron Man 2 was like the worst, right?
Iron Man 2 and 3, they didn't even need to exist. You know, Extremis.
Yeah.
Okay, another thing is, at the end of Iron Man 3, Pepper Potts was like, you know, had her own suit.
Yeah.
And then she didn't have her own suit again until like, Endgame.
Endgame, yeah. I was like, saw her again.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
That's cool. Yeah. It's just like, 6 years later, you got the suit back. But, yeah. Iron Man 2, not needed. Iron Man 3 was not needed.
I think Thor 1 was pretty bad. Well, it wasn't bad, but it was like not that good.
Thor 1 and 2.
Yeah, Thor 1 and 2, yeah.
Also, the sound engineer for Thor Underworld, wait, was it?
Yeah, Dark Underworld. Or something like that, yeah.
That movie, the volume was too low. I don't know what happened to the sound engineer, but also, yeah, the Hulk movies with Eric Bana.
Yeah.
And Nick Nolte.
Yeah,
that movie sucked.
There was a bunch. What was the other? Edward Norton or something like that.
That one sucked.
Yeah, there was.
All the Hulk movies sucked, man.
There was a bunch of bad Hulk movies.
They all sucked. That's why I'm happy that the new Hulk movie is gonna have him against Wolverine. Like that's what they're saying. They're gonna introduce Wolverine. That's how Wolverine got introduced in the first place.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he was he was Canadian Alpha Flight or something.
Oh.
Anyways, yeah. So for the MCU Marvel films that sucked.
Yeah.
Those two sucked. Let me think. What else? Age of Ultron? I thought that sucked.
Kind of. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. I felt.
Yeah. Well,
it was It was a really mediocre movie, I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you need the whole fucking Avengers for that robot guy.
For Ultron. Yeah.
Yeah. They just needed the Vision. That's it.
Yeah, Vision was powerful.
Okay. Now I'm done talking shit.
For me, okay, I gotta say, for me, to add on to that, Batman and Robin was pretty bad. That's considered the worst movie of the first Batman series.
Hold on, I was just not talking about Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Okay, DC. Let me say mine, and
DC has a lot more bad movies than Marvel does.
All right, so the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Iceman.
Yes, that's Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that's the one you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that one. What about the one with Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones?
Batman Forever.
That one.
Okay.
And
although I don't think it was as bad as Batman and Robin, but yeah.
I don't know. And hold on.
Catwoman.
Oh my God, with Halle Berry.
Yep, that was bad. Elektra wasn't that good.
Almost forgot about Elektra, man.
Oh yeah, one other really bad movie is the Wolverine Origins movies. I think there was like The Wolverine, and there was like another one. It was like the one where he was like in Japan or something like that. Like that was pretty bad. So that's another one, Wolverine Origins or something like that. There was like two of them, man. They were both bad.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Elektra, and so all the recent DC movies. Suicide Squad, I think most people thought that was a bad movie as well, but I thought that was actually an okay movie. But a lot of people didn't like Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Green Lantern. Green Lantern was pretty bad.
Yeah.
The recent DC movies, Batman vs Superman wasn't that good. Justice League wasn't that good. Oh yeah, and for the other, there's actually non-MCU Marvel movies. So Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Weren't the worst, but they're not good.
Wait, are you talking about Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire?
No, Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire and Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man, actually in the world of superhero movies, Spider-Man 2, where Tobey Maguire goes up against Dr. Octopus, that was a pivotal moment in superhero movies, because it was like, I don't know, if you have a chance, go watch that movie again.
No, actually, that movie is actually probably my favorite superhero movie, Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that one is actually underrated. Not a lot of people talk about that one. And that came, 2005 or 2006?
2004.
Oh, 2004, yeah. So that was actually a pretty good movie.
That was probably my favorite superhero movie. I like the one with Dr. Octopus. Yeah. But yeah, 3 was different, but I like 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So the movies that I think are good.
Spider-Man 2 is up there.
Yeah. Okay. Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Marvel fan. And I started off with X-Men. And branched off to other parts of the Marvel universe. But sadly to say, X-Men movies kind of mostly suck. And I'm not a really big DC comic book fan. But from a screenwriting point of view, the DC movies just kind of have a little bit more emphasis on the writing and less emphasis on like CGI and special effects.
Yeah.
For instance, like, you know, what was the movie with Christian Bale and Heath Ledger?
The Dark Knight.
That was The Dark Knight, right? That was a pivotal moment for superhero movies.
I think that's probably considered one of the best superhero movies. Yeah, The Dark Knight.
And, you know, nobody was flying. You know, nobody shot lasers. And no one left the space or did any time portals. It was just a guy in a suit and a crazy dude with makeup on and, you know, the chaos that can happen, you know?
Yeah.
It was well written, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, with that movie, it's kind of cool because depending on how you watch that movie, you can actually kind of understand why the Joker felt the way that he felt. Even though he was insane, he did make valid points about people, right?
Yeah.
Like the human condition, right? So that The Dark Knight is up there. The Joker with Joaquin Phoenix is up there, acting wise.
Interesting.
And let me think.
Okay. For X-Men movies, X2 or Days of Future Past, which ones would you put? I think those are considered the respective best movies of those.
I think
series.
I think Days of Future Past was a little bit better than X2. Yeah, Days of Future Past. You know. You know, they use a lot of CGI and stuff like that, but you know, it was cool. You got different time zones and stuff like that. It wasn't corny, you know. X2 just, even the first scene for X2 was just like really good with Nightcrawler in the White House.
Yeah.
That just like kind of set the tone.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good, but I don't know. They're kind of equal, but I give Days of Future Past just a little bit more of a higher ranking. Yeah.
Right.
How about you?
Yeah, I like Days of Future. Actually, I like First Class a lot. I watched First Class many times because it kind of introduced that new reboot. I just thought it was better, and Michael Fassbender did a good job as Magneto, and the guy as Professor X. Yeah. It was when like Jennifer Lawrence actually cared about playing Mystique. And later on, she didn't care. She didn't care about playing Mystique. But the first movie, first two movies, she actually like put some effort into it. And Days of Future Past. And then I think for the I forgot. Yeah, so all the Fantastic Four movies are bad, but the reboot was the worst. So that would always be the worst for me. And then for the good non-MCU movies, yeah, Spider-Man 2 is probably the best for me there. And what do you think about the Blade movies?
I like the first two.
With Wesley Snipes.
I like the first two. So Blade was cool, you know. Actually, he did do some corny shit in that movie, you know, like some corny one-liners and stuff like that. But bro, it was 2002, 2003, you know. But I think it was cool.
Well, what do you think about this? Actually, the first superhero movies, you know, that was kind of real superhero movies. The Superman, right, with Christopher Reeves. What do you think about those ones?
For its time, it was good.
Yeah, because those were kind of, I think, the first ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, it's like, you know, superhero movies at its infancy, so you didn't really have complicated story arcs. You know, the hero was the hero, the villain was the villain. You never see the hero become a villain, and you never see the villain become a hero. You know, or you never see the hero think about being the villain.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know. There's no complicated shit. You know, it's like very cut and dry. I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy. You try to do bad shit, I will save the day. The end. You know.
All right. What about the Michael Keaton Batman movies? What do you think of those?
That one, I give it props for its time. What was that 1989, right?
89, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, for the director, Tim Burton, that was his most un-Tim Burton. Tim Burton directed it, right?
Yes.
It was the most un-Tim Burton-like film.
Huh.
You ever watch Tim Burton films? You can tell it's like the motif is Tim Burton, right?
Nightmare Before Christmas or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that Batman movie was not Tim Burton-esque, which is cool because you could see him like, he's trying to do some new shit.
Yeah.
I think that movie had a lot of good one-liners. Like when Jack Nicholson said, have you danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says that, Funny shit, like when Batman's coming and the Joker pulls out his really, really long, his gun with a really long barrel. It's just funny, But, the Heath Ledger Joker movie was much better, But, that was a good movie, though. Tim Burton movie, yeah.
Also reminds me of a bad movie I missed, is Howard the Duck. But Howard the Duck has its moments because, you got the Back to the Future Michael J. Fox's mom having sex with the duck. So that's got to give props with that. Leah Thompson. I like Wonder Woman. I think that was a pretty decent film.
I think she has the best standalone new DC movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. The DC movies like the Justice League.
Oh yeah, for DC movies, Shazam I thought was okay. I think that movie got a lot more hype than it actually deserved. I mean, it was an okay movie, but I don't think it was like a really great movie or something like that. But a lot of like movie critics really praised it and stuff, and I watched it, and I didn't think it was as good as the movie critics. Like, I don't know how you feel about Shazam, but for me, I think it was a good film. It wasn't like really good or anything like that, but it was just okay. It was good. I think that other people probably liked it a lot more than I did. But yeah, what were you saying about the Justice League?
Yeah, so I feel like for DC, the Justice League movies, they just assembled them way too fast. You kind of want to just like, when you're assembling a team and every single person in your team is supposed to be an all-star. Yeah. You gotta have most of them have to have like their own standalone movie. When introducing like Cyborg and just having fighting people.
Like, who's this guy?
I don't have any emotional attachment to him. I don't know his story arc. I'm like, if he wins, he wins. If he dies, he dies. I don't care. I just fucking met him 40 minutes ago, right? So, the Flash guy was funny, I don't know. It's just
because they were
rushed.
They were trying too hard to compete with Avengers, so they kind of rushed it. Yeah.
It's a lot of people don't know, but professional wrestling. Yeah. They got the formula. They get you get to ride a character for like a long time before they do like a major arc. Yeah. So you invested a lot of emotions on a character, whether you hated him or you loved him, right? Mm-hmm. So you got that attachment. So when they do something really big, it's kind of shocking to you, right? Yeah. Justice League didn't have that. Avengers had it, So yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, if we're talking about like one of the best superhero movies, Civil War was one of the best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Civil War was one of the best. Because, when was the last time you saw, besides Justice League? Yeah. Well, when was the first time you saw good guys fighting good guys? In any other movie?
Mm-hmm. It's not, well, they tried to do this with Batman versus Superman, but it wasn't good.
But wasn't that after Civil War?
I think it was
Civil War came out in 2000 and...
I think it was actually around the same time. Okay. 2016, yeah.
Well, yeah. Besides,
But that was done poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you never, we've never seen, we had, tidbits of it. Remember, Tony Stark was fighting against Thor on Avengers 1. Remember?
Yeah.
But that was only like 5 minutes, Civil War was like all-out war. It was like they were really fighting,
But they kind of had to tone down Scarlet Witch and Vision because they were actually way too powerful. Like, they're just way more powerful than the other Avengers, so they got to tone down their powers.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Yeah.
But the Vision is powerful, and Scarlet Witch are powerful because their powers, in the MCU, their powers come from the stones,
Yeah, because in the comics, actually, they would be more powerful, right? But, yeah. They had to tone them down.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And then, I think for me, you like Civil War. I think for the MCU, the original Avengers was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
The original, 6, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and I really like that movie. I like Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. I didn't expect to like it a lot, but because they took an unknown kind of property, but they actually made it really good. So they put a lot of humor. I think they think of, these Avengers, they're more serious and stuff.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is like the comical version of the Avengers, right?
Yeah.
They're a little bit less serious.
They affected the Thor movies because the Thor, Thor before he met them.
Yeah.
Before, Thor was a serious dude. You see the first Thor movies, the first 2?
Yeah.
He had no sense of humor.
Yeah. Right.
And then, he all of a sudden became funny. After, who's that guy? Waititi, the director?
Yeah.
Yeah, after he directed Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
It changed everything, Was that Ragnarok?
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok is one of the better movies of the MCU.
Yeah.
Captain America Winter Soldier is another good one.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And the Avengers. I like Infinity War better than Endgame, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think Endgame they cheapened out by using the time travel tactic, which I felt like made things didn't have consequence, because they could just get more pin particles every time.
They should have just did what happened in the comic book.
Because, the only real consequence was Scarlet Witch dying. And Captain America growing old, but that was about it.
Yeah.
And then, I think, let's see, I don't really like Captain Marvel that much. And then Black Panther was pretty good. I wouldn't say it's in my top 5, maybe top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Black Panther was
Spider-Man Homecoming was okay.
That was alright. Yeah. I don't know, Well, the good thing about the new Spider-Man with Tom Holland is he actually is a teenager.
Yeah.
They're always casting people in their mid-20s.
I don't know, I like Tobey Maguire still.
Well, he was believable because he had a young type of attitude and outlook on life. Well,
I just like Spider-Man better as a college student, because actually that's what the Spider-Man animated series was based on, and I really love the animated series. I love the 1994 animated series.
Oh yeah.
I grew up with that, and he just started out with his powers as a college student.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't need any origin stuff going on, and it was just good. It was a good series. Yeah. It just ended on a cliffhanger. That was the sad part.
How did it end with Madam Web, right?
Madam Web, he was taking it from Mary Jane, because remember the Mary Jane in that series was a clone, because the original Mary Jane fell in this portal, and then the Mary Jane that came back was actually not Mary Jane that he married. Mm-hmm. She turned out to be a clone of Hydro Man. So he did the Secret Wars. They actually brought that into the comics. They did Secret Wars, and he did the alternate universes stuff with different Spider-Man to fight Spider Carnage, and then that was really good arc too. Yeah, and then
that animated series had a crossover with Fantastic Four too.
Yeah,
and Wolverine.
Yeah, Secret Wars actually, they had he brought in Fantastic Four, he brought in Iron Man, Black Cat, right? He brought in everyone to fight, and the X-Men as well, Storm and them, to fight Doctor Doom, Doctor Octopus, Smythe, I think. Yeah, Alexander Smythe. And they took all the other, Red Skull I think was one of them. They took all the other bad guys. Yeah.
What people don't understand, and it's part of Fox's fault, they don't understand that Doctor Doom is one of the biggest villains on the planet Earth. Like,
Dude, Fox ruined that fantastic. I'm glad they gave it back to Disney, but they kind of ruined it because, dude, first of all, they misused Doctor Doom. Right? He's supposed to be one of the main. He was supposed to be like a bad guy for the Avengers, you know. Mm-hmm. But because like Fox had his property or whatever, he was only Fantastic Four. They misused him. And Galactus, man, like they also you didn't get any Galactus in any of the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah.
Even Rise of the Silver Surfer.
You got the shadow of his head.
Yeah.
No, but
those are the two main bad guys.
A lot of people don't know Doctor Doom. You know he has a time machine, right? It's called the Time Platform. He can hop into any part of time he wants to. Also, Doctor Doom.
But Doctor Doom, you're right. He doesn't really have any superpowers. His special ability is he's just really smart. No, but a lot of people don't know he made a deal with the devil. So, in a comic book, Doctor Doom's mom dies, right? And so he somehow talks to who's that guy? He's kind of like the Mephisto. Which is the guy in hell. And Mephisto was like, I don't know what happened, but he was supposed to do something to get his mom's soul back, right? Okay.
So he basically, Doctor Doom has like dark powers.
Yeah.
On top of being smart.
Yeah.
On top of having space alien technology.
Yeah.
So like he's everything. He has earthly powers. He has like smart robot stuff, and he has alien technology.
Yeah.
And he has like mystical powers.
Yeah.
Right. He got weapons. Like Iron Man's only technology, and Doctor Strange's only magic.
Well, Iron Man's pretty smart too. Tony Stark's pretty smart.
Yeah, but imagine Tony Stark having a baby with Doctor Strange. Now you get magic and you get technology put together.
Yeah.
That's what Doctor Doom is. You know, Doctor Doom is like, and on top of that, he can like do some electricity shit. I don't know all his powers, but he never really got fucked up. Out of all the you know. Oh yeah, so in the comic book,
was he the smartest? Like, I mean, there's a lot of smart guys in the Marvel universe, right? You have Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards was pretty smart, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, right? Dr. Octopus. Like, was he the smartest out of all of them? Would you say? I
don't know, but I believe Mr. Fantastic is smarter than the Hulk and Tony Stark. So Mr. Fantastic, actually, if you delve really deep into Marvel, do you watch Rick and Morty?
Yes. Yeah.
You know the Citadel of Ricks, right? Yeah, well, there's like a Citadel of Mr. Fantastics.
Oh.
So all the Mr. Fantastics from like all the other multiple universes found out there was a multiverse, found out there was other Mr. Fantastics, and they meet up at a place, and it's all them. Yeah. And they figure out like what's wrong in all these multiverses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how you know they're like on a different level than like Iron Man or some shit like that. But whatchamacallit, Doctor Doom, I think he's more cunning than Mr. Fantastic, but Mr. Fantastic is a little bit more patient, and he just kind of like got a little bit smarter. You know what I'm saying? Like he found out the multiverse before Doctor Doom did. Because if Doctor Doom found out, there would be a whole bunch of Doctor Dooms. Yeah. Right? So anyways, to answer your question, I think Reed Richards was like always better than Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom was always jealous of Reed Richards. Also, Reed Richards got Sue Storm.
Right.
And yeah. Anyway.
So why couldn't they beat Doctor Doom if they got Reed Richards and Sue Storm and? You know.
Well, first of all, power for power. Doctor Doom just has more power than any single person in the Fantastic Four. He has more power than... He has multiple powers, multiple weapons in one person, right? Yeah. That's why they always have to team up to go against him. Yeah. Because he has, like, all these powers, you know? On top of that, like, the movies don't show his true power. They only show the origin story of how he got his power. But when he reaches his peak, he actually, in the comic book, he actually owns half of America in the future. He consolidates so much power, and a portion of America, it just belongs to him. Yeah. So yeah, it's really weird, you know what I'm saying? So he's like ultra powerful, you know. Yeah.
I think the comic books don't show. They don't utilize him to his fullest.
Oh yeah, so
yeah,
and he's just Doctor Doom just never got fucked up. Oh yeah, so there's this big comic book thing, and I think it was he almost outsmarted Thanos.
Oh.
For the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
He almost did.
Did he get the Infinity Gauntlet or not?
No, but
was that Silver Surfer or something?
No, well, Doctor Doom is pretty smart, so he sided with the Avengers and everyone, all the good guys, because at that time he had to side with them, right? But he had his own ulterior motives. He wanted the thing for himself. He almost got it, but he didn't. So that's how good he was. And yeah, he's just like Doctor Doom is so underrated. People just don't know his power. He's just like.
I blame it on Fox's fault because now it was about Thanos because the MCU promoted him. But if the MCU had Doctor Doom, I think more people would have known him.
Well, the thing is, they would have to wait till Doctor Doom. It couldn't be just the origin story and Doctor Doom's all powerful. It takes time for Doctor Doom to consolidate his power.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He has to be built up like Thanos was built up, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The MCU did a good job at building up Thanos.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's this so everyone knows the Infinity Gauntlet's like a crazy weapon, right?
Yeah.
But there's another weapon in space. It's called the Great Nullifier. Basically, it nullifies any weapon against you. So even if you had the Infinity Gauntlet, you couldn't fuck up the guy with the Great Nullifier.
Yeah.
Right? Oh wait, no, that's a different one. It's actually the Heart of the Universe. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Okay, I do. So, that does ring a bell. Yeah.
So the Heart of the Universe. Long story short, some guy back in the days was an alien. He went to Earth, Egyptian times, and then he ended up getting the Heart of the Universe, which is like almost as powerful as like the Infinity Gauntlet. And then
maybe it's more powerful.
Probably, yeah. And then Doctor Doom sensed that someone had consolidated so much power, so he uses his time platform to go back in time to get it before the other guy got it. But the other guy who got that power, knew that he was going to go back in time from a future time.
Oh my
so
God.
He went back in time before Doctor Doom, right? And so basically Doctor Doom goes back in time with the time platform, tries to take it, and then Doctor Doom gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Because the guy was like, I knew you were going to go back in time, so I went back in time before you came back in time.
Damn.
Just before you got in, and I fucked you up.
Damn.
So, yeah, Doctor Doom has some powers, So, all that shit that you see with time travel in Infinity Wars, in Endgame, Doctor Doom could just go back in time. No pimp particles needed. He has this little thing. It's called the time platform. He presses a button. He kneels down. Boom. It's like Terminator. He disappears somewhere. Doctor Doom has that no matter what. So all that we saw in Endgame, Doctor Doom could do that already.
Yeah. Plus, in the comics, like people in the MCU, like the Infinity Gauntlet's the most powerful like artifact or whatever. But in the comics, there's like you said, several things more powerful. I think so in the comics there's a living tribunal, right?
Yeah.
And then there is the one above all.
One above all, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're actually more powerful than the Infinity Gauntlet, right?
The one above all is the most powerful thing ever. If he just wanted the Infinity Gauntlet to disappear, it would just disappear, right? Now
because he was supposed to be Stan Lee, right? The embodiment of Stan Lee, yeah.
Yeah. The Living Tribunal, he gives balance and order to the universe. Like if people here have like if the balance is shifted, he could snap his finger and level it out. So, long story short, that story where Doctor Doom went back in time, and the other guy went back in time just before he went back in time to knock him the fuck out, because they were getting the heart of the universe. And so the guy had the heart of the universe. He could fuck everyone up, right? So the Living Tribunal was like, oh, there's an imbalance. Snapped his finger, and everything erased and went back to normal. So that's the power of the Living Tribunal.
Yeah.
He could just like he's like, oh well, you know what? Nothing's balancing out. Boom, restart, put everything back to balance. So if he wanted to, and in the Living Tribunal's eyes, whatever Thanos did with the snap, was nothing.
Yeah.
Like the whole universe is like this, and Thanos only affected like this little like speck right over here.
Yeah.
So for him, it didn't cause enough of a shift, right? You know, now if Thanos was like, well, I'm gonna erase half of the stars in the universe. Yeah, that's totally different. Then the stars would disappear. You know, planets would lose their gravitational pull. Yeah, then that's something that the Living Tribunal would be like, you know what? We gotta like even it back out. So the only one, and so the one above all allows the Living Tribunal to have that power, because probably the one above all is on vacation. He could do it too, but he just kind of it's kind of like your boss.
Yeah.
Your boss can do what you do, but he's paying you to do it because he doesn't want to do it.
It's a delegator, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah. But if you remember the Spider-Man animated series, Spider-Man actually meets the one above all.
Yes, he meets Stan Lee.
Yeah, he meets Stan Lee.
Yeah.
The episode with Madam Web, so...
But, yeah, so actually, I don't think Living Tribunal was ever shown in any show or movie, but like, and then there's the level beyond. So Living Tribunal is the second most powerful ever. Then the level below, a little bit below that, it's like Celestials and Beyonder.
No, then there's Eternity.
Eternity, and I think they were on the same level, right? Eternity, Celestials, Beyonder.
No, and then under Eternity, there's Lord Chaos and...
Okay.
And then there's like Chaos and something else, and then below them there's
what about Death?
No, there's Death.
Mm-hmm.
There's these 4 other people. I don't know who they are, but Death is one of them.
Yeah.
And what do you call it when you're stagnant?
Stagnant.
Like things in space are stagnant. Anyways.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them, right? There's like life, death, constant something, and blah blah blah. There's 4 of them. Okay. And then under those, there's the Celestials.
Okay.
And then under the Celestials, they're like, because the Celestials seed the whole universe.
Okay.
So under them, there's the gods like Zeus and Odin, right? They're the gods. And then under them, there's the Inhumans, there's the mutants, and like the meta power people.
And the Beyonder.
And Beyonder,
Beyonders, I think is a little bit maybe same level Celestial or below, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, and then
he was in the animated series too with Madam Web. Yeah. Yeah,
and then under the mutants and stuff, there's like the street level, like Luke Cage and Elektra and Daredevil. Yeah. So that's the hierarchy of it all. And
then we get like Omega level mutants, like was it Reed Richards' son, Franklin Richards?
Yeah, he could create baby universes.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, he doesn't really have too much control of his power, but...
Or Molecule Man is another one. He could, like, just disintegrate anyone. Right?
Yeah, there are 2 versions of Molecule Man, but it was an accident that happened at work, and he can control molecules.
I think he was one of the only ones to disintegrate Captain America's shield. There's very few things that could do that, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the only ones that could do it, yeah.
Yeah. You know, hold on, yeah. So... in Marvel, well, in 1996, there was a huge crisis for the comic book industry. So DC and Marvel actually have a joint comic book saga called the Amalgamation. And it was said that the one above all, either the one above all or the Living Tribunal, had a brother. And either the one above all's brother or the Living Tribunal's brother or something like that oversaw a different universe, which was the DC universe.
Oh wow.
So they wanted to know like which universe had like, I don't know, they wanted to compete.
Yeah.
So they forced Superman versus Hulk. You know, they forced Spider-Man versus Jubilee, but they just ended up trying to make out all the time and shit. They did Batman versus Wolverine.
Yeah. Anti-heroes,
Yeah, so they did everything like that, and and then they merged the universes together. You should check it out. So there's like a half Batman, half Wolverine, right? There's like a Superman, Hulk.
I heard there was a DC versus Marvel kind of universe crossover thing.
Yeah. But
who ended up winning? What was Superman against? Superman. Hulk. Okay.
But that's no fair because Superman has like 5 powers and Hulk is just strong.
Yes.
And Hulk can't fly.
That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah. But but also it ain't fair for Wolverine versus Batman. No matter what you do to Wolverine, he's just gonna heal. You can shoot him with a machine gun, he's gonna heal.
Yeah.
You know, Batman has a suit. He takes the suit off, he's fucked. You know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, but that was a good read. But yeah, when you start getting to the cosmic beings in the universes, it just like it gets too like crazy.
Who is okay, get your opinion. DC versus Marvel. Who do you think has more powerful? Okay, on the cosmic level. Okay, so there's the regular level, the earthly level, galaxy level. Yeah. Maybe DC wins. But on the cosmic, universal level, I think maybe Marvel's actually more powerful, right?
Well, the thing about Marvel, okay, so DC, they do a lot of stuff like Infinite Earths, like the Flash, there's like altered, different universes, multiverses.
Yeah.
But Marvel's been doing that for a long time. You know, when you start talking about like the Living Tribunal just saying, you know what? Oh, that guy took the heart of the universe. You know what? We'll just reverse everything.
Yeah.
Boom. Like everything you just did, we just reverse it. You know, like basically, Marvel's just way too strong that no matter what you do, one guy has the power to undo what you did with a snap of his finger, if he wanted to. And that's not even the strongest guy. That's the second strongest guy. You know.
Yeah.
So, I think Marvel just kind of takes the cake because they even had this discussion with Dragon Ball versus Marvel. So, I've seen this online.
Well, actually, Dragon Ball does have a guy that can erase universes with a snap of his finger now. They didn't used to, but now they do.
No. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But so he's kind of like the living tribunal.
Yeah. But the one bad thing about the MCU is Doctor Strange. When he starts training, right? Yeah. And remember Barry Gordo? The other black dude who was like teaching him how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Remember this, like the one above all, or wait, the ancient one.
The ancient one, okay.
Yeah. And then the ancient one had the black dude who taught Doctor Strange how to fight.
Yeah.
And remember the Chinese dude taught him how to like read books and do the spells.
Yeah.
Like he was doing training, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy, he says this stick is the staff of the Living Tribunal. And then my mind's like, dude, why would the Living Tribunal need a staff? Right? And he's like as big as the freaking universe. Why would it be like...
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, man. So, but Doctor Strange, they do have a lot of artifacts. Remember when in Endgame, when Doctor Strange, his house, there was Iron Man went to his house. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And he said, "You're leaning on the cauldron of." I forgot.
Dude,
But that was a really strong artifact. That was a powerful artifact.
That reminds me. Like who should have been in Infinity War was Adam Warlock. Because I was like, he was he was actually pretty central to the Infinity.
I know why they didn't put him though.
But they didn't put him in there.
Because if they put him in there, he would have been the hero, but he had no backstory. Yeah. It would have been like.
They put Miss Marvel in there instead, or Captain Marvel, right? But I think that should have been Adam Warlock.
Adam Warlock was really strong and really powerful, but he was really boring to read. He was like too overpowered.
Yeah.
Dude, he could fight against someone with the Infinity Gauntlet by himself. It's like...
Oh.
And he's like... Yeah. He can fly faster than, Silver Surfer.
But,
he was more tactical than Captain America,
But they had Captain Marvel, who they, like, kind of subbed in, I guess. Who had all these powers,
Captain Marvel cannot beat Adam Warlock.
Exactly.
That's like a mismatch. So...
Exactly.
The thing is, if they would have put Adam Warlock in the movie, Thanos wouldn't be that much of a threat. And they wouldn't need to all team up.
Yeah, true.
So I think that's why they kind of stepped back. Because
they would have to nerf him.
in order to make Adam Warlock in the movie, they'd have to weaken him a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So, So Adam Warlock, Yes, like, yeah.
And they had an alternate version of him, like Magus or something, right?
Yeah, the Magus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I forgot something happened along.
But they had him in the MCU though. I think it was in the credits of Guardians of the Galaxy too.
I still think they will put him in there, but I think
he awoke from the egg, remember?
Yeah, they're waiting for the right time, but
because he's so pivotal to the galactic type of things, so I think that's why they need him.
Yeah. But he's too strong though. You know,
they gotta nerf him.
Yeah, you know, they want it to be dramatic, so it's like when you're watching like Endgame and Infinity War, it's like, is all these superheroes enough to beat Thanos? It was a question mark, because like you didn't know. Just put Adam Warlock there, it would just be like, fuck, like, all right, we'll just call him in, he'll just do his job and fuck him up.
Yeah.
And you know. So,
True.
So yeah, Adam Warlock could do a lot of stuff. He can go inside of a crystal or something like that. I can't remember what he does, and I don't know. He's just kind of boring, you know. Kind of like how Superman's boring.
Yeah.
It just has too much power, you know.
Yeah.
That's why the Batman comic books are just much better than Superman comic books. It's just like when you have the ability to get hurt and the ability to die, the reader just feels like they're more in suspense, and they're like, they keep reading because they don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah.
It's kind of like how Ray is a boring hero because she
just gets everything.
She doesn't have many flaws.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have someone who's too powerful, kind of boring.
Yeah. Well, she did die.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. She got resurrected 10 seconds later.
Well, I mean, she wasn't perfect because she died.
Yeah, but well, wait. She defeated Palpatine just by using another lightsaber. That's all she needed to do, actually. There's no growth in her character. No, that's what she's for.
They should have had a fourth movie.
Yeah.
It's all good though. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's the Marvel thing is always up. You know, it's always.
All right. So you prefer Marvel over DC, right?
Comic books, I prefer Marvel over DC. Cinema, I prefer DC over Marvel.
Just because of the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight, or?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like DC movies are a little bit more well written and better story arcs, and it's just like they don't have a lot of powers to work with, you know.
That was the only
Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah, but that was like the only like few movies that were actually pretty good. DC didn't have that many good movies.
Dude, that's 4 movies. That's the Dark Knight trilogy and Joker. That's 4 full movies.
Okay, 4, but Marvel had more than 4 good movies, right?
Yeah, but the Dark Knight movies are critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm talking about like movie critics that watch other movies, not just like superhero movies. They're like praising the writing and stuff for those movies.
But Disney didn't have Christopher Nolan.
Well, Disney has a bigger budget though.
Yeah.
They can CGI everything.
They got Josh Whedon.
There you go, yeah. But yeah, I mean, the Avengers, I don't know. Put it this way. You know, the closest thing to a Batman movie, right?
Yeah.
Is the Captain America movies.
Yeah.
And they're not as good as the Batman movies. Think about it. Captain America could still get shot. He got some superhero strength and agility, but he's still a man, you know?
Yeah, so, he has the shield, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So, he had, you know, the first movie, then he had the movie with Bucky, and Civil War. Those were some of the best movies, right? Because it dealt with, like, the strife, right?
Marvel, I would say, had more consistently good movies, but DC had that peak, right? The Dark Trilogy peak, right?
Well, let's just put it this way. Every time DC uses CGI, it sucks. And it started with Green Lantern, and then with the Justice League.
Yeah.
Have you noticed every time they, like, put the CGI down and they just, like, focus on the characters?
Yeah.
And the characters don't even have that much crazy, powerful shit. They just end up making good movies, you know? So, did you see the new trailer that came out 2 days ago?
For what?
For the new Batman.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, so it looks like they're, you know.
Damn, they have a lot of Batman movies now.
Dude, we went from like.
DC should develop their other characters too, like Green Arrow. Like, I haven't seen that movie. Or
Green Arrow, yeah, he's a good.
I mean, they got other superheroes, right?
Yeah, they do.
Flash, I don't see a Flash movie.
No, they're coming out with a Flash movie.
Yeah.
But.
Hawkman, right? There's another one. Didn't see a Hawkman movie.
Yeah. I don't know, Batman.
But Batman is like that's pretty much the DC brand right there. It's Batman.
Batman Rogues Gallery is pretty cool, you know.
Oh yeah, it's cool because they don't have many superpowers. Like Joker didn't have any superpowers. Riddler doesn't have any superpowers. Bane is just some strong dude.
Drugs.
Yeah, like his Lex Luthor is just some normal guy too. But like.
Well, Lex Luthor was Superman's enemy.
Yeah, that's true.
And Lex Luthor is actually supposed to be everything that's wrong with mankind. Selfishness, greed.
Yeah.
All about the money.
Yeah.
So that's what Lex Luthor is. Superman's supposed to be from another planet. He's supposed to be good. And he's trying to save the planet. Mm-hmm. Lex Luthor is everything that's wrong with mankind on Earth. You know, corporate interests taking over morality. You know, a lot of power just from money. You know, greed.
Yeah.
Paying politicians.
Yeah.
All that shit. Lex Luthor, he has no superpowers, but he hires villains. You know? He has no superpowers, but he's like the leader of what's the bad guys club? They had their own club. So there was the Justice League.
Yeah.
Oh, the Legion of Doom. There
Legion
you go.
Of Doom, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was a Legion of Doom. He was the leader of Legion of Doom. You know. So yeah, Lex Luthor was he was so smart that he outsmarts Joker. That's how smart he is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw some of like the animated stuff, but Joker's
Batman anime series is good.
Yeah. Joker's actually below Lex Luthor when it comes to being devious and evil. So yeah, Lex Luthor is a mastermind, And of course, Marvel had to copy Lex Luthor, so they made a Kingpin.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a fat version of Lex Luthor. But Kingpin is a criminal. He's kind of a mastermind. Mm-hmm. He has a lot of money. He could pay politicians, and he hires villains. It's the same thing as Lex Luthor. So yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Batman has less to work with, and none of his villains really have superpowers. Penguin doesn't have one either.
Batman has a lot to lose. He's not perfect mentally.
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing about him, So yeah, Batman. In the grand scheme of superheroes, he'll get killed easily. You don't need like the living tribunal. All you need is like some street level person. I don't know. Cyclops could fuck him up easily.
Any X-Men. Yeah.
Yeah. Nightcrawler could just like appear and crack his neck.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
There was some creative group of motherfuckers. It's like, all right, we need to make a villain. All right, what about a guy who, always has a riddle, and if Batman can't find the answer, someone gets fucked up. Like, I like it, right? What about you? All right, so, I'm kind of thinking of a guy, think of a clown, but kind of insane, and for some reason, you just don't want to kill him, so he terrorizes everyone, and he kind of is immortal.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. What about you? And then he's like, well, I'm kind of thinking of like a sexy lady who is in love with plants and stuff like that. She might be like a botanical scientist, and she fucks you up with concoctions. Like, sounds good. These typical villains are like fucking very creative.
Or what about you? Oh, I know a guy. We just make him short and stocky. Put a top hat on him, and he looks like a penguin. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call him.
Yeah. I mean, I never really got into the penguin. What does he do?
Well, he's just he's diabolical.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe not as maniacal as the Joker, but he's he's diabolical, and he looks like a penguin. And they give him a top hat to make him look like more gentlemanly. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's bad.
He's bad. And then they start like, all right, we need new villains. All right, check this out. There's this guy, right? Kind of like a scarecrow, right? Those guys look kind of freaky, right? Yeah. But the scarecrow actually knows what you're scared of. So when you see him, he has this like concoction, and you live out your like fears. Like, Wow, I like that one. That's actually pretty good.
A lot of Batman's villains are psychological.
Yeah.
They don't have much in the
They don't have lasers.
They don't have the superpowers actually, but they're more psychological. They hurt you by being psychological. Playing with your mind. Yeah. So that's creative. No, you're right. Batman villains are creative.
They have a lot of creative stuff, Yeah, so who else was a Batman villain that was creative?
Catwoman. Catwoman was originally a villain, but kind of good sometimes.
Yeah. It just rhymes with, cat rhymes with bat, so I think they just did that.
Yeah, we have a Batman, so Catwoman, yeah. And Robin, yeah, we'll just give him.
Also, Robin was actually written because, most of the readers in the 40s and 50s were little kids, right?
Yeah.
And they wanted to be more involved with little kids, so they made Robin he epitomizes what the kid would do.
Yeah.
You'd be with Batman, you'd help him. Well, of course, you're younger, you're weaker, but you always had his back, so it kind of felt like you were there,
Yeah.
That's what Robin was. But Marvel was like, man, that's not good enough. We got Spider-Man. You are the hero.
Yeah.
And you have homework. So after you read this comic book, you gotta do your homework, So yeah.
And you got romance issues, yeah.
Yeah.